Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Gamers, and welcome. So today is going to be a little bit of a special video. Recently I've been discussing some different tactics of taking over enemy ships with some of the guys on the survival server that I play on every now and then. And we're talking about different or just horrible ways that people have taken over or destroyed other people's ships. Now the first one we discussed is something we labelled as the Inside Man. Now the idea of the Inside Man is the guy is going to befriend you, he's going to try to become part of your faction, earn your trust so he can share different things. So for instance, you give him access to your ship, and in turn that means at any moment he could flip that ship and give you complete and utter no control over it at all and flip it to another faction. Now one of the situations that we had on the server was the guy trusted one faction, they give him access to all the ships in the fleet, he then flipped that ship to the enemy faction, and then in turn he flipped the enemy faction ship to a third faction that he started himself. A really horrible tactic, something that you need to look out for. Now the next one is what we decided to call hidden death, and this is when a player would call out for help. You'd say maybe ask for a bigger faction saying that he's found something, or there's a ship belonging to you that is left at these coordinates, and he'd bring that ship into the area. And of course you would turn off your weapon systems on the false sort of pretenses because you don't want to destroy him or his equipment. And the next thing, what he does is as you come to land your ship, he has his pals come and dig out from under the ground below, grind into your ship while he has you distracted looking at whatever he's messing around with, and then the next minute they have control of your ship. Another little nasty tactic that you should look out for, and especially when you're patrolling by yourself or even just with 2 or 3 crewmates, a team of guys can really work a number on you. Now the third one, this didn't happen to many of us on the server, but we kind of have a no surrender sort of policy. But talking about this was the overwhelming firepower idea where we came up with. If you're confronted by 3 or 4 ships, would you surrender? I would surrender. Even if I've spent hours and hours building a ship, I think I would just go out with a fighting sort of spirit. But that's what some of the guys are talking about. And then the final thing was target priority, and to take over a ship by targeting key elements such as taking the power offline and just completely crippling the ship. Of course, then you've got to do a little bit of recon, work out where the power sources and different things are. Then the thrusters, people were talking about taking out thrusters to disable, cripple a ship, and then finally disabling your weapon systems and then boarding. Now the final idea that I kind of came up with as we were talking was the Trojan Horse. This is where you, say for instance, you leave a ship abandoned down by the side of the street. Maybe like if we left a little Henry fighter here, someone would come along and go, oh, a free ship. They take the ship off, but what they don't know is within that ship, you have a hidden compartment. So they fly back to their main ship, they accept you inside. Of course, they've turned the thrusters off, or they did not the thrusters, but the turrets off, because they want to get this ship inside without getting it shot at. They come to dock it at the hangar, then you get out inside and you start causing havoc. Now, when we were discussing how to cause havoc in this sort of situation, we'd say, first off, you turn off the medical base so they have no way of respawning if they die or you kill them, and then you make the way to the bridge, either killing them one by one or disabling and capturing the systems around the ships. So I just thought it was a rather interesting discussion that we had. Not super great on the footage side of things because it was just a discussion, but I thought I'd talk you through them, and I wanted to really hear your ideas on how you would take over a ship, maybe in either a roleplay server or just a standard sort of server as well. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and something definitely to think about. Don't get played victim, especially by the Inside Man, who will try and take you over from the inside out. So be careful, and I'll see you next time.